Let's wrap up our conversation now with our analysts. We've been having a very busy morning this morning, getting different views from everybody and also basically finding out what was happening yesterday. And one thing I can firmly report to you, there's still a lot of confusion and there's still basically a lot of speculation happening. But let's just try and wrap things up here with our analysts that have been kind enough to stay with us all morning, Prince Mashele and Susan Booysen. My interpretation, and please, you need to correct me because maybe I'm living in this optimistic world. When I sort of was sitting at Nasrec and we saw things unfolding, the rhetoric was almost that things are going to change and they're going to change fast. And that we're going to see a different leadership, a different ANC, a different unified party that is going to carry South Africa forward into the sunset. Right. Maybe I'm living in a dream world. But for some reason, the way things are being handled now, these myths are now once again coming to the fore. Prince, give me your views.
You see, before Nasrec, you had two paths. The path of Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, which was expected to be the path of the Guptas and Jacob Zuma in corruption, or the path of Cyril Ramaphosa, which was supposed to change things. So those were the scenarios. But we didn't get that. We got a mix of both. We had Cyril, we had Didi Mabuza, a dodgy character, and we had Ace Magashule, a criminal really. So Cyril Ramaphosa cannot implement his script. So what he told us before Nasrec, it is impossible for him to implement. You know why? Because he must consult Ace Magashule. He must consult Didi Mabuza. If you look at the NEC, you have Batabile Dlamini, you have Faith Mutambi, you have Novula Mukonyana, you have all the dodgy characters, they are there on the NEC of the ANC. So there is no way Cyril Ramaphosa can implement his agenda. He always has to. That's why we have confusion now. So anybody who is encouraged that Cyril Ramaphosa is going to change things, let me tell you, it's not going to happen.
You know, I really didn't see that transition happening that fast. And the Nasrec result was so close. It could easily have gone the other way. But nobody had thought beforehand exactly how to negotiate this dual faction new ANC. Nobody quite catered for that. It is a factional alliance of two factions, not necessarily even a divided political party. Now in that reality of division hits home, but it's two factions, and that they have to be compromises all of the time. But just bear in mind that transition Nasrec could have gone either way. And there was a narrow balance of power in favor of the Ramaphosas. There has been a slight growth in that, growing support for the Ramaphosas. We see that in the NEC, in WC, NEC, and the top six. On all those three fronts, the Ramaphosa grouping has been making progress, but it is not unanimous. It is still a factional alliance. And because they know that several provinces are crucial to future electoral support 2019, they don't know exactly the impact of those provinces. They try to play it safe and think they can still make compromises and can stall further on that transition. At this point, they think it's still enough time to get to a rectification, a correction in time for the 2019 election. Of course, they're playing it very close, and unless they can wrap up this current part of this bigger transition rapidly in the next few days, definitely in the next week, they're going to be exactly in this very, very weak position that Prince is talking about. I think they can still turn around, but there is not more than a few days' time to do that.
Yeah, things have to move and they have to move fast. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your analysis. I think a lot has been discussed here this morning, and we could continue to do it all morning. In fact, we probably will. You'll find so much analysis happening on SABC News throughout the day, because at this point, all we can do is analyze until the facts are put on the table for all of us to see where the way forward is. Prince Mashele, political analyst, Professor Susan Booysen, always a pleasure having you both in studio, and thanks so much for your views, and differing views at times. I've enjoyed the ad breaks, I have to tell you, because they've been having a little bit of tiff as to where they see things going. So you've even given me more food for thought. It's nice to see you not agreeing on everything. All right, let's take a break here on the program.